Hello, hello, hello. Colleen here with Chalk Couture. How's everybody doing tonight? I hope everybody's having a fantastic Tuesday. I am coming to you live tonight with my day 2 of my 5-day live challenge. And tonight is going to be my why, my project, and my haul. And you guys might think I'm a little nuts because I have a project down here that is not Chalk Couture, obviously, at all. Why am I doing that? Well, because I just want to kind of show you this project. It was actually a gift that was given to me. And hey girl, hey Jess. So this was given to me, and I don't know if you realize when you look at this, what sets Chalk Couture apart from this gift that I was given. To me, what sets it apart is that you can't change this. This was a fantastic gift that was given to me, and I love it, and I'm very happy to have it in my home. But I can't change it. This is what it is. It's never going to change. And the great part about Chalk Couture is that I can change things. I am definitely the type of personality that I tend to get a little bit bored quickly with the same thing over and over again. So I like the option of being able to kind of change out things, and that is my why. That is my why I love Chalk Couture. Because I can have a fabulous, let me remove this real quick. I can have a fabulous board that I purchased from Chalk Couture. For example, this lovely beauty. And this, for me, and my camera's down a little bit closer this time tonight because I have a smaller project, so hopefully you can kind of get the gist of this. This is our lovely Verdi board. And this to me is an investment in a home decor piece that I can change out for anything that I want to change it out for. So I can have this hanging on my wall, and I can have just a sentiment on it that can be on there in between holidays. And then as a holiday approaches, I can change it out to a holiday design. And then I can change it back to a sentiment in between holidays. So this is a piece that I can have this gorgeous board and change out my design so that it changes and keeps my home decor fresh and timely with awesome the silkscreen transfer sayings and the different pieces that they have for the holidays. So I can always change it out. And for me, that to me is really important. I love that idea because, like I said, I tend to get a little bit bored looking at the same piece of art. I like the option of being able to change things out. And for me, the initial investment into a board like this kind of spoke to me. And so that was my why for joining Chalk Couture. It just made sense to me. For me, having this displayed in my home and being able to change it out saves a lot of taking down decorations for the holidays, packing them up and then putting them in the basement and then bringing them back up. Now I have one piece that I can change out however I want, and I can dress the board up if I want to even. So there's so many different options as opposed to getting a home decor piece like I showed in the very beginning, which is lovely, don't get me wrong, but I can't, it is what it is. I can't change this out. So so that was my why. That is definitely what drove me to wanting to become a designer with Chalk Couture, because this just spoke to me, and I think it for me it makes sense, and hopefully for other people it makes sense as well. So let me put this to the side. So that kind of gives you a little bit of understanding of my why and what it is about Chalk Couture that I love. So for tonight's project, and this goes right in with the theme of changing out my design. So I have our little bracket board here that I am going to change to a sentiment Together is our favorite place to be, which is an awesomely cute little saying. So this was done with chalk, and as we know, we can remove chalk with just a little bit of water. So I do go a little crazy with my water. I do spray a lot on here. Makes it just a little bit easy so that I can just wipe this away with a paper towel, like so. Barely giving it any muscle power because I do put a lot of water on there, and that kind of does the work for me. So basically I'm removing my birthday sentiment and replacing it with what we call an evergreen sentiment, which is like a daily, like everyday cute little saying that is good anywhere, you know, anywhere in your home. These little boards are so cute. They're really sweet. And this one I just scrub just a little bit because this one has a little bit of layers on it, so this one just takes a little more elbow grease to get that off. And that is it. Just do one final step now that I've got my fingerprints all over it. One more squirt to get rid of all of that chalk paste. I'm going to add my fingerprints on it. Now, sometimes you may notice, because sometimes chalk does ghost on a chalkboard, and that is perfectly fine. You can probably see a little hint of a ghosting here with birthday. There's two things you can do. You can really put a lot of pressure on there and get that off, and you can see I'm probably picking up a little bit. There's little remnants of chalk paste still in there. And if that does not work, then all that you need to do is you can get a magic eraser, and that will definitely help to get the rest of that ghosting off. So let me grab my magic eraser. And you can tell I've used this a few times. I'm just going to wet my magic eraser a little bit just to get wishes kind of coming through, the little ghosting here. And that's it. That should take care of it. Look pretty good. That took care of any of the ghosting that was on there. And for tonight's project, I gave you a quick peek of it. It was Together is Our Favorite Place to Be. So, as always, when we open up our brand new transfer, we label the back, as we always do. So that way we can return the transfer to the proper side of our carrier sheet. I am removing the carrier sheet from the transfer because our transfers are sticky on the back. And then we're just going to try to center this on our board here. Now, had I opened this transfer for the very first time, I would like to get some fuzz or some lint on the back of the transfer, and that just helps it from sticking onto the surface, you know, too hard. Because if it's on there real hard, you're struggling to kind of remove it from the medium that you're using, and we definitely don't want that. We don't want to stretch out this lovely transfer. So I did talk myself into keeping one of my brand new back in stock chalk paste, which is the lovely Nantucket. So I actually kept one for myself, and I placed one for a vendor event that I'll be doing this weekend. Look how pretty that is. So what you're looking for, hello Karen, and hello to anyone else who may be stopping by. I'm just going to give a global shout out right now. Sometimes I can see names of people coming in, and sometimes I can't, so I'm just going to give a hello to everyone. I don't know if you can hear this. It's kind of like a Rice Krispie. I'm putting it over here near the speaker. Oh, you kind of can't hear it. Oh, there it goes. It's like a Rice Krispie sound. So when you are stirring your chalk paste, you want to kind of make sure that you're trying to get rid of all of that Rice Krispie sound, and that gets our chalk paste to this lovely consistency that we are looking for. So that is ready to go. So I'm going to grab myself a paper towel. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put my stirrer right over into my pan of water. I always like to have my paper towel down. And then I think we're going to go with Nantucket and white. I think that's just really going to pop onto the to the black chalkboard. I did use this in my project last night, and it actually looks pretty good. I am going to give it just a quick stir. Just like to stir my chalk paste every time just so that they glide on so nicely. So we are ready to go with that as well. And I'll throw that star over here into my pan. Okay, so I think I'm going to go bold with Nantucket for Together and Favorite, and use white for Is Our Place to Be and the arrows. So that is not what I meant to do. I just dipped my squeegee in white first, and that's not where I'm starting. I'm starting with Nantucket. I just said that. Sorry, it's been a very long day. So there we go. Let's start that again. So I'm dipping into Nantucket. I'm going to start at the top, and then so that I'm not having the chalk paste dry on my project, I'm going to do Together. Sorry, my napkin might be in the way there, so let me move that back. Just taking my chalk paste and gliding, whichever word you want to use. They were both trying to come out at the same time. If you just kind of slide the chalk paste, I just want to get it right in that corner there, slide the chalk paste right across. It goes so smoothly right across your silkscreen area, making sure that you're not having any lines in there, because when you remove the silkscreen transfer, sometimes if you do have lines in it, it will kind of come through onto your finished piece once you take it off, once you remove the transfer. So this is going to be super quick, beautiful project tonight on our lovely bracket board. So again, just removing all the excess, trying to get all the lines out of there, gliding right across. And you can feel it when you start working with the Chalk Couture, like this is gliding nicely because it's wet, and as it goes over here you can feel it kind of is starting to dry a little bit. So that is why we really need to work kind of quickly. And as a way of having this not dry on our board, I'm just going to remove from the top down. And this also helps as we're going along to make sure that I didn't miss any pieces, and my transfer is sticking to my burlap string. Okay, there we go. So this will give me a sneak peek to see, did I miss anything? No, that looks pretty good. So what I can do is I can just leave this, kind of lift it off, and just kind of lay that back down. It's good, it's not touching. And I can just go on to this next little piece. Is our, and the white does kind of tend to dry. In my opinion, I think that the white does dry a little bit quicker. So I'm going to lift that up as well and just keep moving along. There we go, see? And that's perfect because look, I messed a little bit of the R. So I'm going to come back and add just a little bit more chalk paste there because I probably didn't push down hard enough, getting all my excess off. So let's see if that took care of that. Oh, it didn't. You know what? I wonder if I didn't clean my transfer off good enough and I have some in my silk screen. But that's okay. What I can do is I can let it, I can see it. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see this. It clogged my silk screen, and that was probably because I didn't clean it well enough the last time I used it. So that's what I get for not being good in cleaning my transfer. Okay, so anyway, we're just going to move along. So what I'll do is I can, and I just put a bubble in there, I can just remove the transfer, clean it off, and then apply it back down over top of what I just did, and then apply another little coat, and that should take care of that. Now, you'll see what I did here. I made a little boo-boo. When I lifted this up and I laid it back down just gently, it was too close to where I needed to chalk, and so I just created a little bubble in there. But again, not a big deal. I can clean that up after the fact. And this project actually isn't that big in that I probably could have just gone kind of quickly and laid both sets of colors down all at once and peeled off. But I just wanted to show you again a way to avoid having your chalk paste dry on your transfer as you're working along. So this is just one way of avoiding that. So you're probably going to see it in the F for favorite where it bubbled here. Hold that down. Yeah, see how it bubbled right there because the transfer kind of bubbled over when I laid it back down. And that was my fault. Okay, so then we'll just finish up. I'll do this again very lightly and then finish up the bottom down here. You can tell my voice is scratchy. I'm very tired tonight. Sorry about that. Okay. Almost done. How quick and easy is this? And so easy to just remove what I had on there. I think I'm going to do the arrows in white too. I was debating about doing the Nantucket on that as well, but I think I'm going to keep it white. Okay. So that is it. Beautiful. The colors on that really, really pop. I really like it. So what I'm going to do is, since in my video last night I didn't show you how to actually clean the transfer, I'm going to do that tonight while this is drying. And there's a couple little tricks that I have for fixing this besides like laying it back down if I want it to clean that up. I think actually, if I'm not mistaken, it may be meant to look that way, a little distressed, because I'm noticing it in a couple different places. So I'll bet you that's my fault. I'll bet you it is supposed to be distressed looking. But here's my little boo-boo here. So I'm going to let this dry, and there's two things that you can do. You can either take your nail, because it is chalk paste and it is wet but will dry hard, and I can just chip away that little boo-boo that I made there. Or I can take a cotton ball and just get it a little bit wet and clean up the edges here that I goofed on as well. But it's perfect. It's kind of like a happy accident, so that you guys can see how to correct mistakes. Not panic, not a big deal. We can just go ahead and fix it. So I'm going to set that off to the side real quick and let that dry. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to pop my lids right back onto my jar real quick. Just kind of lay that on there so that my chalk paste doesn't dry out. And I'm going to slide my little tray over here. I actually went with a smaller tray tonight because this is a smaller transfer than the one I used last night, which was a very large transfer. So I just want to grab a paper towel, dry my hands off. And then I usually keep a like an old kitchen towel right next to me so that I have that available here. You can see it's been loved. It's got some of our old transfers on here, which is kind of cool to see. It's got a vintage truck on the one side. I love seeing that. I can see all the projects that I did on my towel. So we are just going to get the chalk paste off of the front here. And you may have noticed when I first started using this that it actually was stained a little bit, because I used this transfer with our chalk ink as well, which is also fantastic that you can use the same transfer and do a not so permanent chalk paste piece, but then you can also do a permanent Chalk Couture ink piece, and you can use the same transfer to do that. So you can make multiple projects, different mediums, different colors, and different oh, I almost got the transfer to stick to itself. And different options of whether you use chalk paste or chalk ink. So that's kind of awesome. I love that. Let's slide that back over. And what I normally do is, you probably just saw me do that, I like to get all the excess water off of the transfer on the back. This is the sticky side, which you can see is no longer sticky now because I had it in the water. But the cool piece is that once we do our final step of cleaning with our disinfectant wipe, and it can be any kind of disinfectant wipe, just not baby wipes. That's the only thing that we really recommend you not use with our transfers. So I start on the front side where all the chalk paste or the ink, depending on which type of project you're doing, where that went. So I usually start there, making sure to clean off my silkscreen area, getting rid of all of that chalk paste. And then I flip it over onto the back. Look, see what I mean? How it leaves an impression on my towel. So that's kind of cool. I can see all the different projects that I did. But anyway, moving right along. See, it's already starting to get its stickiness back. once it's been a little bit outside of the water. And the final step here will be also to try to remove any of the lint that I put on there, and to remove any of the chalk paste, making sure that my silk screen transfer is nice and clean. And that is it. And we also put our squeegees in the water as well, and we can clean those off and recycle those as well, which is awesome. Let me just move this to the side, because as my project stated earlier on, that this is day 2 of my lives, and I have my why, my project, which I just did. Move this back over and show you the project. And then my third one is my haul, which is awesome. I get so excited when there's a box at my front door from Chalk Couture. It's so much fun to open up new boxes of stuff. So I'm really excited to share that with you. See how this is starting to dry here, and I can just kind of chip that back with my nail a little bit to clean that up. I don't know if you can see that. I just kind of cleaned this side up a little bit. Now my fingernail was wet, and my finger was wet. But yeah, that's all you really need to do is you can just chip that away there and there. And see how that just chips off? Let me see if I bring it up a little bit so you can see what I mean. I'm just kind of chipping that away to get to my mistake there. And again, if you don't like that option, then you can just use a wet Q-tip, and that works as well. So I'll go and clean that off. But that's the project for tonight. It's pretty awesome saying, and you can just hang that up in your home anywhere, and it just makes a great sentiment, great home decor piece. And again, whole point of Chalk Couture, when the holidays come for 4th of July, I can change this out to an awesome 4th of July design. And Christmas, can use the same board and put some cool Christmas decor items on here as well. So that's my why for Chalk Couture. Now we'll get to the haul, which is amazing. So here's our little fun box that arrived today. And so in it we have amazing Chalk Couture 3-ounce jars. We have 2 reds. We have aquamarine, azure, and white. And I think pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, just about every chalk paste, maybe save 1 or 2, are all now in the amazing 3-ounce jars. So we have more azure and aquamarine, and we have some bubble gum and another white. So these are fantastic spring summer colors that are amazing. Some small squeegees, which I need to address the elephant in the room with this, because unfortunately right now these are out of stock. They will be back in stock probably within the next couple weeks. What happened was they actually sold, had a record-setting sale on this, I want to say in February, where in 1 week, if I'm not mistaken, you'll probably fix me, Jess, if I'm quoting this incorrectly, but I believe 1 week in February we sold more of these in 1 week than we sold for the whole month of November. So they go like hotcakes. But don't fear, if you did purchase some lovely chalk paste or ink and you have brand new transfers but you couldn't get your hands on a squeegee, it's okay. There are some alternates that you can use, like a dollar store spatula. You can just use one of those in the meantime until these come back in stock. But then we also have some lovely transfers that are just back in stock, which I have to share. This is one of the more popular transfers. I don't do mornings. Rise and shine, good morning, and the little chicken over here. These are great on mugs and great kitchen decor. You can put these on pot holders, kitchen towels, many different surfaces. I've seen some people put it right on their Keurig. So many different ideas that you can do with this amazing, cute little tiny transfer. And as I mentioned in the video previously, the lines on here just mean that's where you cut them so that you can put them on different surfaces. Then we have the amazing Home Sweet Home. And voila, here's another one of these beauties. Together is our favorite place to be. And she believed she could, so she did. That is awesome. Awesome. And this one I love. Wicked Chickens, and of course the sticker right here is covering it, but it says Wicked Chickens lay deviled eggs, and this is amazing as well. The kitchen's closed. This heifer's had it. These are awesome on kitchen towels as well, so they're really, really cool. Mama's Kitchen, say no more. I mean, amazing. Look at all these fun, cute little pieces in here. And whenever you get the why, because I said so, that's why. Here is one of my other favorite ones. Today is a good day for a good day. That's the project that I did last night. This one is awesome. I actually, I have not used this one before. So this is Family, Where Life Begins and Love Never Ends. Super cute. Super cute. Love that one. And this one, oh my goodness, Established Wreath. I didn't have this one yet either. How cute is this? To put the year for weddings. For these make excellent bridal gifts, for bridal shower or for a wedding, or a housewarming gift. This is awesome as well. There's so many. It's so versatile. There's so many different things that you can do with this. It's amazing. Oh, thank you. I know. Okay, so I was 100% correct. So that was crazy about the squeegees. That they sold more in 1 week in February than they did the whole month in November. How crazy is that? It's like these are the hot little commodities. But again, no worries about that. If you are looking to order and you are not able to get them at the moment, you can let me know if you want to comment below, and I'd be more than happy to send you one if you need one. But in the meanwhile, you can just use like a dollar store spatula. That works fine too. In the meanwhile, until they come back in stock. So I really thank you all for taking part in day 2 of my fun challenge to myself going live. I hope you all have an excellent night, and I'm hoping to probably go to sleep right after this. And hopefully we'll be a little bit more lively tomorrow night when I've gotten more sleep. So I appreciate you hanging in there with me, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Bye.